on mankind. In this advancing age of innovation, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. With each technological leap, we play our roles on this grand stage William Shakespeare has so eloquently referenced. We have shaped our own destiny, proving what he says in The Tempest, that what's past really is prologue. From the wheels of progress turning in the Industrial Revolution to the primal dance of discovery in Neanderthal times, humanity has danced to the rhythm of technological evolution. From the kindling of the flame to reaching the heights of the Empire State, we have harnessed the power of ingenuity. Today, the spotlight is on artificial intelligence, machines that can think, players that promise to rewrite the script of our existence. After all, the play's the thing, as Shakespeare declared, and AI takes center stage, guided by the certainty that it will unlock unprecedented luxuries, propelling us into a future yet unwritten. In the ever-evolving landscape of technology, a narrative unfolded, drawing parallels to that of the tragic Shakespearean story Macbeth. The tale weaves together the origins and aspirations of artificial intelligence, mirroring the rise and fall of Shakespearean characters. Once upon a digital age, the seeds of AI were planted by Alan Turing, a modern visionary who in 1950 dared to dream of machines that could think. Like a benevolent king, Turing introduced the Turing test, setting the standard for these intelligent creations despite facing ridicule. The 1980s saw the rise of personal computers, sparking enthusiasm for these machines that could truly think. Decades later, the world began recognizing the true potential of AI, similar to the faithful prophecies that enticed the Shakespearean character. Visionaries like Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking entered the scene and began contemplating the technology's future. Yet, the discussion of potential doomsday scenarios cast a shadow on the once hopeful narrative. The AI, born with noble intentions, began to evolve into something darker, blurring the lines between creator and creation. The whispers of the pursuit of knowledge took an unforeseen turn, echoing Macbeth's descent into madness. The whispers of potential doomsday scenarios grew louder, symbolic of the faithful prophecies that haunted the Shakespearean character. All of which leads to the biblical warning. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Resonating with a profound truth, it highlights the idea that the pursuit of knowledge becomes entangled with a desire for power and control, it echoes Macbeth's descent into madness. As agreed by universities, enormous tech corporations, and the average working citizen, the future of modern-day civilization is under the will of artificial intelligence. While there are several drastically different views of this highly relevant and modern topic, the case that AI is detrimental to the future of humanity prevails above all others. On the Friday afternoon after Thanksgiving Day, Randall Reed was on his way to work when he was pulled over by police. On the side of a busy highway, he was arrested whilst clueless as to what he had done. Mr. Reed, a transportation analyst, was booked at the DeKalb County Jail to await extradition from Georgia to Louisiana. It took days to figure out what he was accused of, which was using stolen credit cards to buy designer purses. His parents made phone calls, hired lawyers, and spent thousands of dollars to figure out why the police thought he was responsible for the crime. Eventually, discovering it was because Mr. Reed bore a resemblance to a suspect who had been seen on surveillance footage. The Jefferson Parish Police Department used cutting-edge AI technology and utilized facial recognition to identify suspects and make arrests. This technology used flawed judgment to indict Mr. Reed. Thousands of dollars for something I didn't do, he said. Majority of the people in the United States do not have thousands of dollars to clear their names. These people will have names and stories we will never know. They will languish in jails and prisons, and their future way of life will no longer be within grasp. Although AI has made unthinkable advancements, it is necessary to scrutinize its special applications, ethical dilemmas, and much more. If the road of AI that is being paved continues, then it will wreak havoc on the future of civilization. While established with good intentions, artificial intelligence is of detriment to modern-day society. It encourages laziness, lacks emotions, and in many cases will take the jobs of hardworking citizens. Artificial intelligence is too dangerous to be used in a modern context and will result in deleterious job displacement. Is the workplace as we know it not at risk to AI? If the choice is to neglect the future risk and be quick to implement the so-called groundbreaking features of AI, the entirety of the workforce would be exposed to losing their jobs. The most exposed occupations include clinical laboratory technicians, chemical engineers, and power plant operators. This is a result of a high influx of data analysis that comes along with the occupation. More generally, it is high-skill occupations that are most exposed to AI. Moreover, as might be expected, that these AI-exposed jobs are predominantly those involving high amounts of education and accumulated experience. It is older workers who are most exposed to AI. The White House has even acknowledged this point, saying, to conclude, an emerging body of research suggests that AI has the ability to outperform workers in a set of complex tasks, mainly done by educated workers. Compared with earlier digital innovations, this suggests a paradigm shift in our thinking about AI's ability to automate and replace higher education jobs. How is it not crystal clear that AI is going to replace and automate these higher education jobs? Artificial intelligence is of detriment to modern-day society due to its ability to displace diligent workers. Artificial intelligence has the baggage of significant dangers in privacy protection and data leaks. Such baggage includes data breaches, posing a significant cybersecurity risk for AI platforms that store and process vast amounts of confidential or sensitive information, like personally identifiable information, financial data, and health records. Is it not true that the more data that is present, the more data that can bleed from the people? Streams of data from mobile phones and other online devices expand the volume, variety, and velocity of information about every facet of our lives and puts privacy into perspective as a global public policy issue. Artificial intelligence will likely accelerate this trend. Much of the most privacy-sensitive data analysis today, such as search algorithms, recommendation engines, and ad tech networks, are driven by machine learning and algorithms. Brookings professor Cameron Carey goes as far to say, as artificial intelligence advances, it enhances the capacity to analyze personal information in ways that can intrude on privacy interests by raising analysis of that information to new levels of power and speed. This quote highlights that as artificial intelligence evolves, it enhances the capacity to analyze your personal information in ways that can intrude on your privacy interests by raising analysis of that information to unprecedented levels. In essence, AI technologies handle personal data, raising the need to consider the ethical implications of their ever-evolving capabilities, emphasizing the need for robust privacy protections to ensure that AI benefits society without compromising the individual privacy rights of the people. Is it not glaringly evident that the advent of AI will inevitably usher in a profound risk of severe privacy breaches and data leaks? With consequences of severe privacy risks, it is apparent that AI is fatal to the future, if not correctly controlled. In the absence of a structured framework for AI governance, there lies a troubling specter of consequences that could impact our society. These potential repercussions cover a wide-ranging scope, which include, but are not limited to, undermining competition, consumer privacy, and choice. The neglect of AI governance may jeopardize individuals' privacy rights and curtail consumer choices, thus casting a shadow of disadvantage over the populace, shepherding the creation of worse work automation and wider socioeconomic disparities. The unchecked march of AI-driven automation has the potential to drive down wages and fail to contribute meaningfully to overall workforce productivity. The neglect of AI governance poses a significant threat to political discourse, which is the lifeblood of democracy itself. Given the gravity of these potential repercussions, it becomes imperative to contemplate protective measures. Efforts to mitigate and counterbalance these detrimental effects may include regulatory frameworks that reshape the course of AI research and development. In the vacuum created by a lack of effective AI governance, our societal fabric stands susceptible to profound fraying, which includes, but is not limited to, the disintegration of contemporary labor markets and educational standards. Artificial intelligence can introduce biases that not only impede the quest for equality, but also perpetuate discrimination against certain groups of individuals. While these AI systems are often seen as impartial, the reality is quite different. These biases become particularly evident in AI technologies such as facial recognition and HR systems, which are marketed by tech giants such as IBM, Microsoft, and even Amazon. These large tech companies have faced criticism and scrutiny due to errors and misclassifications when using such technologies. The misclassifications of prominent individuals, including prominent women like Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, and Serena Williams. When even these highly recognizable figures experience misclassifications by AI, it raises questions about the foundations of these technologies and who truly benefits from them. It becomes increasingly clear that AI, instead of being a neutral tool, can amplify the biases present in the algorithms it uses. This leads to misclassifications and unjust accusations, especially of those of diverse backgrounds, thus worsening existing societal inequalities. Implementing AI without addressing its inherent unreliability would be an ill-advised and unconventional move. An example of such consequences can be found in the 2010 flash crash, where errors in high-frequency trading algorithms, otherwise known as AI trading, set off a severe and rapid market decline of nearly $1 trillion in market value. To implement AI without addressing its unreliability would be like allowing a deflated football on the Super Bowl field, an act that seems fundamentally inappropriate. It's a reminder that neglecting the inherent shortcomings tied with artificial intelligence reflects poor judgment. A prudent approach requires recognizing these and weighing them against the potential benefits. This leads to more informed and rational decision-making. The path to AI integration must be guided by careful consideration, ethical scrutiny, and a desire to address its potential pitfalls. Failure to do so will lead to a life where the benefits of AI are overshadowed by its detrimental effects on humanity. There is no undisclosed idea that AI will be the future of humanity, whether that be positive or negative. Advocates for artificial intelligence would surmise that an AI-reliant workplace would indeed benefit the people by enabling them to do more work, showing great productivity. These proponents would argue that an AI-reliant workplace would increase gross domestic productivity tenfold. However, they are lacking consciousness of one thing, of however too much of any good thing can ultimately be bad. With the implementation of proper regulation, there will be no negatives remaining of artificial intelligence. Does a child with restrictions on their device not manage to find a way to access what is prohibited on the said device? This question arises from the recent influx and desire to regulate AI, a conscious being with far greater intelligence than a child that will not only disregard regulation, but manipulate it. To counter this, some may argue that AI will the regulation of AI will be deemed sufficient because AI is different from a child. Does AI not learn like a child? It uses machine learning, which is a form of repetition learning. In addition to this, its learning capabilities are far greater than that of the ones of a human. In the trillion connections in a chatbot, it knows far more than you do in your 100 trillion connections, which suggests it's got a much better way of getting information into those connections. Regulation in the context of AI is undoubtedly indispensable. While it does not provide an absolute ethical guarantee of responsible development, it is crucial in the ongoing journey of AI innovation. Another argument that arises concerning the proposed legislation suggests that due to diligent and well-intentioned efforts, the regulation of AI might be deemed satisfactory. Nevertheless, one must question the effectiveness of such regulations given the novelty of the subject. When entering the uncharted territory of AI, we undoubtedly face a significant degree of uncertainty. When entering entirely new domains, mistakes are often inevitable. Take, for instance, the space race of 1962, where NASA prepared a mission to gather information on Venus known as Mariner 1. The launch proceeded, but was significantly shorter than anticipated. A seemingly minor yet critical error, a hyphen, absence from a variable, forced NASA to detonate the spacecraft. This small oversight, similar to the absence of a hyphen in AI legislation, could open the doors for companies to operate without constraints, allowing AI to escape the boundaries of humanity. Regulation in the context of AI is undoubtedly indispensable. While it does not provide an absolute guarantee of ethical and responsible development, it is crucial in the ongoing journey of AI innovation. Just as the space race held uncertainties, so does the quest to govern AI. The risk of seemingly minor yet critical errors like biases embedded in algorithms or insufficient data protection looms large. Simultaneously, there exists the belief that implementing AI offers humanity numerous advantages, including heightened efficiency through decision-making, enhanced healthcare, and much more. This notion supports the idea that AI will be the savior of the human workplace. Is artificial intelligence not smarter, faster, and more efficient than the average employee? Even if AI is assigned mundane tasks, its performance surpasses that of any human. Could this lead to an AI takeover of the workplace? To counter this, some may argue that AI will not take over the workplace because it will be used as a tool. Well, consider a scenario where a CEO of a major corporation acquires an AI assistant. Beginning with mundane tasks like drafting emails or offering purchase suggestions, the AI becomes significantly more proficient than its human employees. Noticing other businesses falling behind, the CEO is inclined to grant more autonomy to the AI with less oversight. Companies resisting these changes face severe challenges. Eventually, the CEO's role becomes largely nominal. And before anyone recognizes it, the entirety of the workforce is governed by autonomous AI corporations. Artificial intelligence is detrimental because its influence extends beyond corporations to entire nations. In contrast, some may assert that we shape our own destiny and we can influence what AI becomes. Unfortunately, the laws of natural selection also come into play. Selection effects make AIs extremely challenging to control. AI researchers speak less of designing artificial intelligence and more of steering it. And even our ability to steer is slipping out of grasp as we allow AI to teach itself in ways that its creators do not entirely comprehend. Either we embrace the rewards of AI or exercise discipline at this crucial juncture. The implementation of artificial intelligence promises humanity boundless benefits. But as the age-old saying goes, is it not true that too much of any good thing can ultimately be bad? This question arises from the staggering potential of AI, which claims to be the savior of the human workplace. However, history has shown that humans by our very nature tend to be insatiable. Once a great benefit is experienced, our desire for more knows no bounds. To counter this, some may assert that the benefits of AI won't necessarily lead to a negative outcome. A line from William Shakespeare's play, As You Like It, comes to mind. Why then can one desire too much of a good thing? The character Rosalind famously says, why then can one desire too much of a good thing? This statement, made in the context about love and marriage, suggests that excessive love can lead to pain and heartbreak. Similarly, relying too heavily on artificial intelligence could disrupt societal norms. Proverbs 25:16 supports this sentiment, saying, if you have found honey, eat only enough for you, lest you have your fill of it and vomit. If one is eating the finest steak, wouldn't eating it every meal be better? As enticing as that may sound, I am certain our taste buds would soon grow fatigued and we would long for variety. What about a new car? Yes, the thrill of driving a flashy new vehicle may stay our appetite for some time, but the next and greatest car will soon pass us by and we may feel the need to go on and acquire it. Our unending appetite for things that are better, faster, stronger, or more enduring is a fundamental human characteristic. This same principle extends to the realm of AI. Once we allow a virtual assistant to streamline our email management and make everyday tasks more efficient, it does not take long before we begin craving AI's involvement in more intricate roles, such as overseeing our financial decisions and much more. This gradual evolution becomes a pivotal juncture, placing us on an irreversible path where AI's influence plays an increasing role in shaping our daily lives routines. The more we integrate with AI, the more it affects how we work, live, and engage with technology. Why then is it seen as impossible that our increasing reliance on artificial intelligence could lead us down a path where we overindulge and fail to recognize the inherent dangers of excessive technological consumption? Stars, hide your fires, and let not light see my black and deep desires, proclaims Macbeth. Just as the hero turned villain, if we fail to recognize the detrimental effects of artificial intelligence and instead embrace it with open arms, as a result, our fate will be no different than the tragic Shakespearean character, Macbeth, decimated by our own ambition. Thank you. I would now like to open the floor for questions, first from the judges and then the audience. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Well done. Very good.
Thank you.
Very cutting edge topic.
Thank you.
You talked a lot about the detriment. Can you talk about in your research, did you find any of the potential positive impacts or changes that are potentially helpful?
So there's numerous advantages, but it's more okay. So I'll give you an example: enhanced decision making, improved healthcare, and the list goes on beyond comprehension. So it's more of a fact that there are benefits of AI, but it's more of a fact that we will overindulge in those benefits, and it will ultimately lead us down a path that's irreversible. Anderson?
Is AI currently at the point that you're discussing it?
Yes. Well, there have been multiple advancements since my paper was written. Take, for instance, AI can now generate images, whereas in my paper I could not. That was not an advancement. So, yes, Ava.
First off, I'd like to say that I really like how you intertwined a lot of Shakespeare's works in your thesis. And I'd like to ask, how does AI learn, and do different types learn in different ways?
Yes, so AI uses machine learning, which is similar to a child, as you showing them a book or reading the book over and over again, or reading them a Bible verse to engrave that into their brain. So that same process is used by artificial intelligence, but now we allow it to teach itself, and we can't really comprehend how it does so.
What do you think of like the use of AI for like surgery in the medical field to get to like things that a human like very well could not do?
Okay, so the healthcare realm is very different from, say, a chemical engineer, because they use AI in a very different way. They use it it's more of a tool and a benefit than instead of doing their job for them. So, and in addition to this, AI will never be able to replace a human healthcare worker because it lacks rational thought and the ability to make decisions based on emotion. So whether or not to allow a patient to live or die in that scenario. Yes, sir.
Bode, it seems like with technology throughout history, people are always going to criticize the thing that's new.
Yes.
It seems like those have been some of the criticisms of different technologies, throughout time, from the steam engine today. So I guess my question is, so there's naysayers of people who are negative towards whatever is coming down the pipe. Is there something particularly different about AI that makes you more cautious and critical of this particular technological advancement rather than something in the past?
Yes, because this is gonna sound silly, but have you seen all the movies? Is this like?
Have I seen every movie?
No. You know, take for instance, I don't know, Wall-E. That's just what comes to mind whenever I think of AI. So, this has more capability to allow us to overindulge than, say, the steam engine, because it has the ability to do much more than the steam engine. So compared with earlier in digital innovations, the steam engine was a jump from here to here, and AI is more of a jump from, say, we're here to here. Yes, sir. Jaden?
Do you think it's possible to regulate this overflow of AI? If so, what are it and it's not?
So there is regulation, and we're currently working on regulation, but it's a significant degree of uncertainty because the people regulating aren't necessarily the experts in the field. So they do not know what is necessarily best for the field. And so what was your second question?
If it's something that regulation is good or possible, what are some other
The main driving factor behind artificial intelligence is the greed. So if you mainly eliminate the greed factor, which is not going to happen because we are insatiable, that would ultimately contribute to a more beneficial version of artificial intelligence.
Do you think there's any like degree of relationship humans could have with AI that would be healthy, or do you think that every single human will have degree problem with it?
We already have relationships with AI. So from your phone on Siri to the Alexa in your house. So that is more of the way it should be, instead of completely doing your job for you or writing an essay such as ChatGPT does.
Bode, I don't have a question. I just want to tell you how proud I am of you. But I also want to commend you and all of your classmates for showing the underclassmen the importance of Shakespeare for all time.
Thank you. Thank you. Is that good? No? I'm good? I can keep going. Yes, Mr.
You
Davis.
mentioned the Turing test. I'm curious, I've seen that term mentioned a number of times recently. Tell us what that is.
So it's a test that Alan Turing invented to set the standard for whether a machine can think or not. So if it has the ability to come to conclusions based off thought or just have thought in general, that's how he managed to do so.
And the other question I have is, it seems like you're seeing a lot of the dangers of AI, and if you had your solution, it would just shut it all down. That's kind of what it sounds like. But it's like the computer coming out. I don't think it's going to be shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of things would you say we should do to like limit it? That kind of thing?
That's more of a we should look inwardly kind of thing, because we as Christians should use temperance in the things we do. So that's not a guarantee for the rest of the members of society. So that's, as a Christian, the way I believe we should head on in our furthering steps of AI. Yes, sir.
So we know there's power in illusion, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's purposeful as well. So why did you pick Shakespeare as an illusion? That's question one. I got it now. Question two, what ending would Shakespeare give this?
So the first question, I picked Shakespeare because Miss Cheney, she taught us all the plays, and I really liked most of them, all of them. And I feel like the ending Shakespeare has is not currently written. So he's still writing the story and the play. So
I think AI could write Shakespeare.
it definitely could. Yes. It definitely could. So, if there are no further questions, I thank you for your time.